So we have reached our maximum participant limit. Teachers, it's a request to please type your school names in the chat box and we'll start the session now. Okay. So today we are going to give you a brief overview of our learning management system and also show you a few updates that we have done this year. So the three modules that we have in our learning management system are lesson, quiz, and assignment. So what all we're going to look today is how you can create your lessons, how you can add videos, notes, and equations, how you can set content drip, that is you can publish on a particular date and time, then how you can create different types of questions and detailed quiz reports, and also how you can create assignment and assignment evaluation. So before we actually go to the teacher side, we would like to show you how schools have used it in the past year and what all updates we have done for this year from students' perspective. Okay, so with learning management system, that is our LMS, you can create online courses, that is courses for each and every subject. Now, for example, I'm just showing you an example of one of our schools who did it last year very well, that they created different courses, different subjects, each course for each subject. And inside each course, then they put content in, that is the online lessons, online quizzes, and online assignment, and in a detailed way. So that for each lesson, there is each chapter, there are lessons, there are quizzes, and there are assignment. So as and when the student learns, they progress through the course. So if you're able to see my screen, you can see for each chapter, they have created a video, then a PPT, then a quiz, and then a worksheet. So it is organized in a proper way. And once the content is created, the teachers can use it year on year. If there is any updation in the syllabus, that can also be easily done. And let's say as a student, if you're using Google Forms or any other alternative for taking your quizzes, I don't know what I scored in the last quiz. Or as a parent also, I don't know how much progress has been there. But in LMS, the child can, before exams, go back to the lessons, go back to the videos. They can see what they are, one second. Yeah, no, it's taking. They can see the lesson, they can see the videos, they can see the videos, they can see the PPTs, they can go through the content. And like I said, in case if they want to refer back to any old content, it's very easy for them. And as a teacher, you know whether from the grade book, whether they have gone through the content or not. And they can easily solve quizzes. Okay, they can see the result of the quiz. Now I'm also going to solve the quiz in the new look. So I'm just going through it so that you're able to, you get an idea of what I'm saying.
Yes. So just in brief, I think last year, everybody might have used something, or the other for sending videos to the parents and other thing like, sending videos, sending material. And so you might have used WhatsApp to send, all the videos, whatever you would have created, or you would have created different WhatsApp groups and you would have sent it. Now, what happens with that is when you send on WhatsApp, the data get lost. Like suppose when I'm trying studying or as a student, when they're preparing, it's difficult to find that video or that material. And also there's data problem and all this, like storage, a lot of data goes and everything. Now here, what we have done is, this is called a learning management system. So as and when you teach, suppose you have taught this chapter called as Cell, the building blocks of life. So you would add the content of that, like the video you will add, then you will add the PPT of that. You can take a quiz on that. You can take a worksheet on that. Then you can create a new video of part 2. And this is how, like suppose, so this is how you will finish the chapter 1. Then once your chapter 1 is over, then you will add a chapter 2. You will again follow the same thing. So one by one, you will keep on adding these details And so this is how you will maintain, like you will create your complete learning management system that way. So,
and also there are detailed reports for quiz. For each and every quiz, you can know how many quizzes were taken, and you have a detailed report till what the child answered for what question.
so you now, if you have created videos and worksheets for last year, this year users don't have to create again. Users have to use those videos, and in a systematic way, you would have to upload it here so that students can study it in a proper, a simple flow that way. Okay, yes. So this is the way we get a digital content. So same way you will create your own digital content, which you can use for your coming years. Like once you have created this, suppose now this school has created all this content last year. Now this year they don't have to make anything. Only what they would do is they would publish, they would define a date, say open one subject, say science, mathematics. Okay, so what they will do is rational numbers. So when they have finished studying that part, then they will publish it. Like now for this year, 21-22, when they have covered this particular part of rational number, then only they would publish that. So they won't be able to see all the course now. As and when they progress, they would publish that data to the students, and then only they can see that content that way. So the work becomes very easier for schools that way. Okay, so I hope you would have understand in brief what this is all about, learning management system. Yes.
So this year, I'm just going to show you how our new look is like. It is, we have added few features based on the feedback that we have got last year. So this year, you'll also be able to see the subject titles. It's the same way. Now, let's say I'll solve one lesson quiz and assignment as a student from this particular way. So like I said, I can see what chapters my teacher has created, and I can go to the lesson. I can play the video here itself. So if I don't have to go again and play the video. Then I can also see my notes. I can view them in full screen. I can change my pages. If I, so if So I can view them in full screen. And if I don't, if I'm not able to see any particular image or content, I can also zoom in or zoom out, and I can complete this.
Can we show this on like a computer screen? How would this look like on a computer web view?
Yes, a web view also. I just solve this and I can again.
Okay, fine. Yes.
Yeah. So quiz. Now in quiz, apart from I can see how many questions, what is my minimum passing grade, and any instructions that you can write as a teacher, and I can solve my quiz.
Yeah, we can see that there's a timer at the upside. The quiz was for the 10 minutes. So once the student starts the quiz, you can see that the timer is running, and so we can see the questions like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And if I've solved any previous, then my answer remains. So
right.
Can go on solving it. So you can also take questions like match the following. You can type in your answers. So I can go on solving. So I can also take fill in the blanks. I can take passages. I can add images to the question. And I'll click on finish quiz. Now, the biggest feedback that I got last year, that children used to click by mistake on the complete or finish button. Now, this year, you won't be able to, that should not happen by any means whatsoever, because the finish tab is at the last, and there's also a confirmation pop-up asking whether you want to complete the quiz. Now I can also give a review option. See over here, I can see exactly what went wrong. So in that way, they can easily complete their quiz. And also the same way for assignment as well. For assignment, again, you can set the date and time in between days and weeks and more. Now over here also, the children can write. Now for exams, especially for younger children, they are not able to type. So the biggest thing that they do is that they write. Now they can write on a paper on pen, just take the pictures of that and upload. And you can upload multiple images this time. You don't need to upload one by one. You can select all the files, all the pictures you have taken, and just click on save. And send. That's it. So that's how easy it is to complete the whole lesson quiz and assignment. Now we'll look into teacher side. Move on to teacher side as well.
So how to upload quiz? You mean how to create quiz? We will cover that part. How to create quiz.
Yes, sir. So, so should we start with teacher or student web view first?
You can show student web view once.
Yes, sir. So for for students, they can simply see in courses what all courses that they do have, and they just have to click on that particular course. I can see the curriculum. I can open my lesson. I can play the video here itself. So I can play the video here itself. I can see my PDF. I can also turn my pages. Like I said, if you do in case if you're not able to see, if the font is too small or any diagram you're not able to see, you can simply zoom in and zoom out. I can see the quiz that I took. I can again retake it just to show you how the view looks like from student side. So over here also, if you're able to see, there's a timer running, and the finish tab quizzes way up, it's above and at the last. Here, as you can also control how many questions you want to see per page. Now, if you do not want to, if you want all your questions like a list, then that can also, you can also have a setting that can also be done. See, for match the following, you can just enter a picture of that particular match the following, and then the students can type. Enter to. Yeah, finish quiz. I can again go back and check my answers if I've solved everything correct. And once all my quiz answers, I'm sure that this is what I want to submit, I'll click on finish quiz. And in case if the timer runs out, whatever the child has solved will then will be considered for marking. And I'll see my score. Also, if I want to see in detail, that's also possible. Now, if you have, for example, something like this. okay, where you have given marks based on how many blanks there are. So you know how much point stands for each mark. Now, if I had kept 2 marks for the total match the following, so it divides automatically in between all the 5 answers.
Here you don't even have to check the question paper. Automatically the marks are given and we get a complete report of marks.
So, and a detailed report is there. So even for a particular child, let's say you want to, and there's also a last attempt. So a detailed report is there for a particular child if I want to check what happened in the last quiz or in the last quiz. So I have all the quizzes that I take. I have a report as a teacher. I have reports for them. And same way, assignment we have already submitted, but the process is the same. You just have to choose a file and upload.
Okay, so this is how the student side of learning management system looks like. So this many schools have used this last year extensively, and they got quite well. Like the complete education was their learning process was streamlined. Okay, so any query on this? How does it regarding on student side? How does it look? How to create this? How to create quiz and all that? That will explain it to you. So regarding the part of how the student side is viewed, any query on this? Anyone?
1 second. So I have to give them the unmute access. Yeah, so you can unmute and ask if you have any queries regarding student view or any questions also, teachers.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, see, if teacher uploads a single image in the lessons,
yes,
is it zoomable at a student login?
Yes, sir. If the teacher uploads any particular image in a lesson, she can decide how big or how small she wants to be.
No, this is a PDF file, no?
No,
but
this is a PDF file, but if you put a JPG,
okay,
then while adding, when I'll create a lesson, I'll show that to you. When you add a JPG in a lesson,
okay,
there is a feature where you can either maximize the size. If the JPG is small, you can stretch it to.
That is good. That is good. It was required. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
This year we have added a lot of new features in the learning management system. You also see the view is all new.
Thank you so much.
New. Yes. Any queries on this? Anyone? Any queries? Okay, I think yes.
Yes, sir.
So we can proceed
to teacher's side.
Teacher's side. So now this is how the final outlook looks like. So we'll now show you how you can create this, how this has to be created.
Yes. So we'll start from a new course itself. Now, whenever I create on courses, I'll see all the courses that I have created. So I'll start with the new one so that you can understand how you can create a course. Now, course will be your class and subject, whichever you're teaching. Let's say.
How did we come to this screen? Like they wouldn't understand.
From Learn tab, sir.
Yeah. No. I know, but yes, how does it work with schools?
So now, first, whenever you do a web login, you have to log into your web account, that is your school's name.prisms.in, and you have to sign in using your username and password. Password by default is always 123 pass unless you have reset it, and there's also an option of forget username and password as well. So once you log in, after logging in, there is a tab called as Teach, and in Teach tab there is a tab called as Open in a New tab. Okay, so once you click on Open in a New tab, you land on the courses page. Now I'm just going to directly show you the new look so that you're much more familiar with it. So that's how you have to.
One point, yeah.
Yes.
Only thing is, this Teach is not activated by default. If you need to activate it, you have to send us an email that you would like to activate this learning management system. So by default, it's not activated. Okay, fine. Yeah, proceed.
Yeah. So once you click on Open in a New tab, you land on the courses page. That is this particular page where you will be able to see all the courses that you have created. If you haven't created any, then this will be blank. You have to create a new course. Then you have to go to Add New. And in add new course, you have to type the class and subject that you're teaching. Now, let's say if I'm teaching sixth science, I'll type sixth science. So it can depend upon school to school, but then the course name should always have the class and subject. And you need to create only one course for a single class or single subject. Now, once you, for a single class, there'll be multiple subjects. For each subject, you need to have a course. But now let's say this is sixth science. So whatever is taught for sixth science throughout the year should come under this one particular course. Once I have added the course, I'll simply publish it. Now, after this, we also have an option if you are able to see, 1 second, I'll open it in a new tab. So if you're able to see, we can also keep thumbnails, that is the images for the subjects this year. So you can add your feature image from here. There's a tab called as set feature image. In that you can upload the image if you want. We also have images with us. If you want, we can share those with you, and you can upload a image. You can also write introduction, but that's not mandatory. It's up to you. Once you have created a course with the title and the name, and it's published, after that you can add content to it. Now, for adding a content, you have to come to the details tab, and over here there's a tab called as there's a plus mark where it's written write a new section. So the section is basically your chapter name. Okay. So I'll write chapter 1, plants, let's say, parts of plants. So I'll just type my chapter. Then after that, I can add, create a lesson. Now in that lesson, like we saw earlier, you can create multiple lessons, one for a video, one for your notes in that way, in a proper manner, or you can create one lesson and you can add content to it. So I'll just type the lesson title currently. You can type your title of the lesson and just press enter. Once you have created a lesson, in front of the lesson, when you take your cursor, you'll be able to see a pencil-like icon, which is called as an edit item. So you have to click on it so that you can add content inside your lesson. Now I'll show you what you can add a video, you can add an image, you can also add a your notes and PDF. Now I would recommend adding your notes in PDF form because PDF is non-editable and it loads properly in the student side as well. Now for first question, that how to add an image. Now how to add an image, you just have to go to add media. In add media, you have to upload a file. You have to upload any picture you want. Now I'll just select one picture. And whatever you once upload will always be stored in your media library. So if you need to use that image again or that particular notes again, it's very easy for you. You just have to select that and click insert into page. Now, like sir had said, whether this is zoomable. Now, sir, if I keep the image this small, obviously it will be small in the student center as well. So I have an option to make it large. And I can also decide where I want it to be, which alignment. I can edit that image. If you want a particular height and all, that also is possible. You can crop that image as well. So we do have many features now in that way. You can also crop this image. So I can decide what I basically want to do. That's about image. Now the next important part was video. Now how to add a video. Now for adding a video, you just have to go to YouTube. Now, if you already have created your teaching videos, you can upload them on your school's YouTube channel. If you do not want them to be public, you can keep them as unlisted so that only the people who have the link can see it. And any video it is, may that be yours or even any other supplementary video you feel that it's much more better for the children to understand that, animation videos or something like that, you can add. Okay. So in this way, if I want an animation video like this, I can simply open the video, click on share, copy the link, and in lesson in the YouTube tab, just paste it. So that's how to add it. Let's do the changes. But you just have to copy paste. Currently, there's some. You just have to copy paste that particular video. And after that, if you want to add a PDF, one second. After that, if you want to add a PDF or a Word file, the same procedure, you have to go to add media. You have to upload the file you want to add. And I've already uploaded one. So I'll just take that and insert into page. So in this way, you can add a video, you can add a PDF, you can also add an image. Okay. So this is how you can add a lesson. So if you have any doubts regarding lesson, you can ask, then only we'll move to quiz.
Hello, ma'am. Actually, I just tried doing this from my account name. It is showing like page not found on home screen. Is it?
Yeah, so that is like I said, LMS has to be activated. So if you want to use LMS, you need to put us a mail at support@prisons.in asking to activate LMS for us.
Okay. So school has not activated it. That means.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So yeah, that's about lesson. Any other doubts?
Have you shown a preview of this?
Hello, madam. Can you please repeat how to upload that PDF and where it will appear?
Where it will appear?
Yes.
Okay. So how to upload a PDF? You just have to click on add media.
Yes.
Upload files.
Okay.
Or you can drag and drop, or you can select a file from your device. Okay. So I'll just select one. Okay, let's select a PDF. It will be uploaded as this cloud based. It will get if the file is large, it will take a few seconds, but it will get uploaded. Okay, so once this is uploaded, just insert into page. Now, as a teacher, you have uploaded this, and once after uploading, one important point, you have to update. As all of this is cloud based, it's not going to occupy any storage in your phone. So you have to remember. You have to remember that you have to click on update. You should not forget to click on update. So yeah, 1 second. So once you have created, once you have
here
created,
you will only see embedded file. You will just see an embedded file. So this means it's a updated here. So yeah.
Now, if you want to see, as a teacher, I want to see how the student's view is going to look like. I simply have to click on preview. Now, there's a tab called as preview changes in your course page. You just have to click on that and you'll be able to see. Now over here first, I need to get enrolled into it. Yeah. So I can just go to curriculum in preview and I can check what I have uploaded. So as a teacher, I can reconfirm that whether I have uploaded everything correctly. And yeah, now the image size is bigger because I've dragged and maximized it. Okay, so as a teacher, you can also confirm from here.
Yes. So how you upload one by one, this is how it would get reflected on student side. Now, say we have created one lesson as introduction. Say we want to add a second part to it. A second part, say, what would be second part?
Parts of plants.
Okay, parts of plants.
So something like that. You can have something like that.
Okay, yeah. So first, once you have, say, first week you finish that. The second week you will create a second part, parts of plants, roots. And again, you will edit it and you will add just add something.
Edit it and you can add a video. So in this again lesson, I'll add my second video, that is the function of roots. You simply have to copy paste. You don't need to go through the again the process of adding a deleted.
Can we see? Yeah, preview again. Yeah, you just refresh it. So once you refresh, you will be able to see the next part which is created.
So once you refresh, you'll be able to see the second video, the second part. So as in when you create, you're teaching, you can simultaneously add content to your LMS, and you can see as a teacher also from preview how it's going to look like from the student side. And yeah. And you can also create content in advance and hide that content as well. Like if I'm going to teach something next month, I can create the content and keep, and I can simply set a date and time for next month. Yes, you can do all of this with your mobile phones as well. We have a Teach tab in our Teachers app also. So
can we see how to future it? Suppose this is now, this I want to publish it on say 1st of June.
Okay. So now this particular lesson, let's say I want to publish in 1st of June, that is parts of plants. I'll go in course settings. I'll scroll down to course settings and go to content drip. Okay, first I need to enable the drip and click on settings tab again. Then over here, I can see what everything, all the lessons, quiz and assignment will be shown in the drip items. Currently we have 2, so I can see the parts of plants roots. Instead of immediately, I'll do a specific date. And over here, let's say I want to publish this in June. So let's say June 7th. And at what time? 10 AM. So I can select the date and time, and I can simply click on update. Now, once I have updated this, you have to remember to update the course page. Like I said, everything is cloud-based, so updating is mandatory. Now, I have hidden this particular lesson. Now I can easily go and add anything I want to inside it. But if as a teacher, I want to check here whether it's hidden from the student side also, you can again go to preview changes. Now, I'll just refresh this. See, a message like this will be displayed to the children that this is not available right now, and it will become available at this date and this particular time. So it will be hidden from the student side as well.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please one time show that from where we are getting that drip content and all the things?
Yes,
from setting, just please.
Yes, ma'am. So for in edit course, that is your main course page, just scroll down to course settings. Okay, in course settings there is the last tab, that is content drip. If it's not enabled, you have to click on the tick mark and enable it, and click on settings. Now, when you click on settings, you'll see all the contents that is there inside the course. You can select a specific date, and you can choose from the calendar which date you want. You can also choose the time you want from here, and just click on update. Now, when you update a drip setting, you have to remember to come to the course page and update the course page as well. Like I said, everything is cloud-based, so updating is mandatory. And once you have updated, if you want to be sure whether it's hidden or not from the student's perspective, you can just click on preview changes, and you can see whether it's hidden or not. So you'll know whether you did it right as well.
Excuse me, this feature may be applicable for the quizzes also?
Yes, everything.
Every time.
Quizzes, assignment, lessons, all the 3 modules.
Yeah, because when we are taking online exam, no, these features.
Yes, teachers. Yeah. Teachers usually prepare 2 or 3 weeks in advance the paper.
Yes.
But content drip, one thing, ma'am, you have to remember, now let's say this course is already assigned to any particular child, okay? All my classes. So before adding content, now I'll just create, let's say, quiz exam, okay? And I'll just do enter. Now before adding any content, I have to hide it. Or what will happen, that the children will be able to see it. So you have to make sure from teacher's end that you type the name and press on enter.
Yeah.
And just hide it before you add any content inside it. Okay. So the next part is quiz. Now I'll move to that. Move to that part. Now the second part. 1 second.
हाँ मैडम बोला, हाँ बोला.
Okay. So, okay. So the second part is the quiz. So for quiz, you have to select the quiz icon and type in, let's say quiz 1, I can name that, and press enter. Just type in the title, select the quiz clock icon, type in the title, press enter, and then go to edit item. Close all these.
So there are 3 icons there. First is for lessons. Can you just, the icons are a little confusing. Yeah.
Yes.
So first is for lesson, second is for quiz, and third is for assignment. So depending upon what you want to create, you need to select that. So first, initially we created a lessons. So we selected book icon. Second, now if you want to create a quiz, we'll select a quiz icon and we'll create a quiz. And when we want to create an assignment, we'll create an assignment. It is in third icon. Yeah.
So once you have you have selected the correct icon, type in the title that you want and press enter. And after pressing enter, the same way, you just have to put your cursor here and you'll be able to see the paper pen-like icon. If you put your cursor on it, it will say edit item. You have to click on it to add content inside the quiz. Now over here, I can type my instructions. If I want any instructions that should be visible to the child before the quiz starts, so I have to type in the text box over here. So for example, I'm typing kindly attempt all questions. Okay. Now I have to create my questions. Now let's say I create a question.
Excuse me. Is there like by chance any option that the question can be prepared in Excel sheet in a particular format and all can be given as bulk upload?
No, ma'am, you have to copy paste single one. There's
So
you cannot be bulk upload. You can copy paste, but you can copy paste one by one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
better if you already have it, you can use that. Any content you already have. If you're creating content this year, I would recommend using this.
But it is time consuming. Suppose I have to create 30 questions, 30 MCQs, then it takes a lot of time.
Yes, ma'am, but yeah,
okay,
but we need to set parameters for that.
Okay, carry on.
So which part? So I'll just type a question. If you do, like ma'am said, if you already have a set of questions ready, you can simply copy paste that. Now you can decide which type of question do you want. As LMS is completely objective based because the evaluation is automatic, that is, it's done automatically. You don't have to do it manually. So the questions are all objective based. That is true or false. Multi-choice. Multi-choice is where there is more than one answer. Single choice is what basically you call as an MCQ, and fill in the blanks. So I can select the type of question I want. Now I've selected single choice. I can type my options. I can also copy paste my options. I can, if you want like 4 options, you can add an option, or if you do not want, you can delete also. You have to make sure that the dot is in front of the correct answer. Okay. And yeah, how much points you want for answering this correct. You can, by default it is 1, you can add more. You can also add anything extra, like if you want to add an image, or you want to add anything extra to this particular question, you can also add an image along with the question. So this is how you can create an easy question and answers. Now any particular, let's say question I want to add an image, again I'll select the type of question I want. Especially for younger children, if you want to let them see the alphabets and see identify which alphabet it is or which diagram it is, or even for higher kids, any particular geometrical diagrams, or you can use the same feature. I'll just took a single choice type of question. Now, if I want to add any particular image in this question, I just have to click on the edit item in front of the question box. So what this does, it will open the question in detail in a window. So if I want to type, let's say, any other supplement, like a passage or I want to add an image or a figure. So I can do that from here. Now I can just have to go to add media. The same way we did for a lesson, you just have to go to add media, select an image and add. Now you can upload the image from your files. If you already have that image, you can just select from media library and add that. And this also you can define which size you want the image to be and update. So this is a way where you can also add questions. Now, whenever you add any image, you have to make sure you update the quiz also, so that you'll be able to see that the image has been uploaded along with the question. Now over here, I'll just type random options. What is the correct one? And so hence so forth. So in this way, I can create single choice type of question. I can create also true and false type of questions. I'll select a true and false type of question. And I can select whether it is true or false, what are the points I want. That's it. So I can keep on adding as many questions as I want. Now the new feature that we have used this year, especially for the teachers who have been using this since last year, we have an option where you can have fill in the blanks. I've already shown you how match the following can be done.
How to add the question? How to add question? It will come.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'll show you how to add that. So let's say this is fill in the blanks. Okay, I'll select the type as fill in the blanks over here. Okay, and I'll just type my question. If you already have a large passage, especially for English, you can directly copy paste that passage and you can decide where you want the blanks to be. So I'll just type a few lines to fill in the blanks. And so now these are two of my blanks. Now I can decide where I want the blank to occur. So in this particular sentence, I want the roots to be blank. So I'll just select that and insert new blank. In this particular content, I want the leaves to be the blank. So I'll select that, insert new blank. So I can see all the blanks that I have selected. And in this way, if you, like I said, if you have a passage, you can directly copy paste the passage, and in that you can decide which words you want to be blanks. And you can see what the blanks you have over here. If you want, you can make any changes in it. And you can decide how many marks are there. And automatically the system divides the marks. Now, if I have kept this for 1 mark, then each blank will be considered as 0.5 when answered correct. So if I keep this for 2 marks, then each blank will be considered as 1 point for each blank. So that's how you can use fill in the blanks. Still, sir, any query now, or is it clear?
How to add questions? How to add questions? Suppose first question I made, second question.
Yeah. So now this is the first question you have done. Okay. So you can then minimize this from here, and again automatically over here below I can see create a new question. Okay. So I can type over here, and I can decide which type of question do this this particular I want: true or false, multiple choice, single choice, or fill in the blank. And I can select which type I want. I can select what is the correct answer, how much points I want for it. Again, I can minimize and move to my next one. So in that way, I can create as many questions as I want.
And what about the match the following?
Yeah, so for match the following, I have already used that. I'll just show you in this particular case only. No, 1 second. So for match the following, you can use the fill in the blanks type of question only, but you can just, I'll do match the following and select fill in the blanks type of question. Now in this, I can add the image of the match the following, that is the table. I can add the image of the table. Now in this particular question, match the following, I have clicked on edit item. I have opened this in a new window, and I have one image of, 1 second. One image of the table that I want to give as match the following. I can increase the size of it. Okay, this is column 1, column 2, and then update. Now over here, all I have to do is that I have to type. Now I've already updated from here. I'll update my quiz as well from here. And now in this particular question, if you're able to see column 1, nitrogen, bacteria, all of that. So I'll just type my answers, what are there. Nitrogen. Now the correct answer is bacteria. So I can type all my fill in the blanks over here as well. Now what I'll do, now these are the correct answers. Now I want this to be blank, so I'll keep this as blank. So they can see the column in the image and they can type the correct answers for match the following. And I can keep points. So if there are 5 match the following, you can keep 5 points, 1 for each, or you can decide how many points you want to give for that particular question. So in that way, you can create different types of questions. I'll just show you student side also, so you'll understand better what we created just now. So any doubts regarding creation? Should we move to settings?
No, ma'am. All doubts are clear.
Okay, thank you, sir. Then moving to quiz settings. Now you can decide within how much time, as the child will start on the particular date and time you have set. They click on start, and then there is a timer that was running, if you are able to see. So you need to decide within how much time you want the child to solve it. So you can decide, give the time in minutes, hours, days, and week. You can also decide the minimum percentage, that is how much they have to score minimum for the result to be shown as passed. Then instant check. Now instant check is, I wouldn't recommend using it if you're taking this for exams, but if you're taking practice quizzes, you can give an option for instant check. Negative marking, if you want for each question that automatically that much point should be deducted, you can keep a negative marking. Minus for skip as well. Retake. Now by default, there is only 1 attempt. If you want to give more than 1 attempt, instead of 0, you can type how many attempts you want. Now this is the more important new one over here, that is pagination. Now from few schools, we had a request that we don't want 1 by 1 question. We want all the questions to come on 1 page. Now I have 5 questions. So in pagination, I'll type 5. That is, I can see all the 5 questions on 1 single page. That is how many number of questions to be displayed on each page. And update. Now, once I have done with all my settings, or I've created all my content, I'll just update. Now, as a teacher, before it goes to the students, you can also solve it from your end before the students get it. So I can go to preview changes. I've already opened the tab, so I'll refresh it. And I can solve as a teacher the quiz that I have only created just now. Okay. So I can check whether everything is correct, or whether I need to enroll. So I can check whether everything is correct, or whether there is anything particularly necessary for it. So as currently, as this is a new version, we yet have to give the auto enroll option. But yeah, once it is enabled, you will be able to check from your end as well. Now, if
you can do that course public, no?
Yes, yes, I'll do that. I can, in front of quiz, I don't have the option of making it public.
No, it's in the course now, main course.
Yes, I'm in the course settings only, in the generals.
Pricing.
So there is some sort of voice. I'm not able to hear you properly.
Pricing, good. Vibha, pricing.
Okay. It's not there.
Leave it blank for free. So it's free.
So it's free. It's currently free, but we need to enroll. I need to enroll the teacher. Now, once it's integrated, I think it's automatically enrolled from our side.
Okay. Then we can see from student side.
Yes, we can. I can see for another particular course that I have already created.
This we can check from student side for this student.
No, so for this, this is currently the whole new setup, so we yet have to make it live. But yeah, I'll show you preview changes from teacher side in the one we already saw. So as a teacher, I've already checked it, but I can take a retake just to show you how it's going to look like from teacher side. So as a teacher also, like I said, from preview changes tab, the same preview changes tab, you can solve your quiz yourself so that you can check how it looks like from your side. And solve that particular quiz. We've already solved this, but I'll just go through it again. So this is the match the following. So basically how the match the following is going to look like. You're going to have a paper, you're going to have an image and you can add the answers in form of blanks, and then the children can type what are the correct answers for it. And carbon dioxide. So as a teacher also, you can solve the quiz once and you can check from your end whether everything is correct or not. And like I said, the points are automatically distributed by the system in case of fill in the blanks, that how much point per blank.
Okay. So any query on this? Anyone like regarding quiz creation and all this? Also, you can have quizzes like you can type in English, Marathi, Hindi also, and mathematical graphs and equations that also can be created through this.
Yes, so that's the two parts of lessons and quizzes, and the assignment is also the same again, but you just have to click on, select the paper pen icon, type in your title, press enter, and again go to edit item to add content inside it. So in assignment, if you are using this for exams, you can directly add your question paper over here, or you can type parts of plant. So you can decide, you can type your questions also over here, or you can upload a PDF with your question paper as well, or you can type your assignment here. Now in assignment again, it is specific to the time. There will be a timer on assignment also. So you can decide how many days, months, hours, minutes you want this particular assignment to be for, how many marks this is there for. So if you're taking exams, it can be for 25, 30, 50 marks. You can decide how much minimum the child has to score to pass that particular, for the result to be showed as passed. Then how many retakes are there, how many files can be uploaded, the size limit of it. And you can create an assignment also. Once you have created an assignment, you can update. You can also check it from your end. I'll just show you how the view looks like for assignment. So you can just have to click on start. And when you click on start, after that, you can type. I've already shown this from student side, but I'll just show you. As a teacher also, you can upload and check that whether all of this is working correct. So you can select any image, any files that you want to upload. Like I said, there is option to upload multiple files also. So I can just select 2, 3 files from here. Let's say these 2 files. Okay. Save. So as a teacher, everything the student does, you can do it beforehand also. So just to check whether everything is working. And I can see all the files. Once the files are uploaded, I can see all the files that are there. The saving it is mandatory. Like I said, all of this is cloud-based. It doesn't require any storage space on your devices. So you just have to click on save. I can see all the files that I have uploaded and send. And for send also, it does ask that, do you want to send this result to your instructor? Is this your final answer? So in that way, the student can send an assignment. Now, as a teacher, if I want to evaluate this particular assignment, I can go to assignments. I can search. Okay, so I can search the assignment. I can see how many students have submitted, and I can simply click on view. And I can see all the students who have submitted till now. And for evaluating that, I simply have to click on the actions tab. Okay. And in actions, I can see what they have submitted. I can open the images. Now these images again are opened in your browser itself. It's not stored in your devices. So it's very easy for the teacher to open and check what all the student has uploaded. Based on that, give them marks, give them remarks. So the same way you did it on offline classes in the notebooks, instead of that, you can do it online. You can give them marks and you can give them remarks for any particular, you can also mention the questions that you feel that they could have improved in, or for any particular child you feel that they have not understood the concept at all, or they need more help of yours. So you can upload them a document also. You can correct, do your corrections for that document in Paint or in Word or any other platform, and you can simply upload an image, or you can upload an answer sheet also to the child so that they can understand where they went wrong. And you can save that evaluation. Now I can go back to my list of students and I can keep on evaluating. The moment I click on evaluate over here, the evaluation is live for the at the student side. So now once I have evaluated this, if I just go over here, see, I can see my result and I can see what my teacher has given, the instructor's message as well. So in this way, I can evaluate one by one for all my students. I can just go back to my list and keep on evaluating ahead. So that's all about all three modules of ours. That is the course.
Yeah. Just in this assignment, do you have that option to export the data? Excel?
Yes, we are actually this year we are working on that. Last year we already did for quiz. So this year we are working on assignment.
Okay, so here we can see the marks of all the students here. So whoever we have evaluated, I think we can see the marks. And so here 10 marks we can see. Okay, fine. Okay, and we'll be giving them option to export as well. Okay, fine. And yes, and how does quiz look like quiz marks?
Quiz marks, yeah. So I'll just open a existing teacher's login just to show you how a quiz report looks like. So quiz marks, teachers can check from gradebook also, but we have given a detailed report. So give me a minute and I'll open it. Till then, if you have any queries, you can ask and we can respond to those.
Yes. So any queries you can ask. I think many schools last year used assignment module to ask students to submit their final papers, or they send the worksheets and question papers, and they have asked students to solve it and upload it over here, and they have evaluated and given the marks here. So many schools use this module for assignment exams as well. Yeah. Yes. So yeah. So any queries till now regarding quiz module, assignment module, anything? Okay.
Yes, Dipesh sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I am from SUNS Aurangabad.
Yes, sir.
Sir, sometimes teachers told me they have attend just running lecture, their lecture. So many times they are share the screen. So they have played video. So many times students complained.
Audio, they are not able to hear audio.
Yes, sir.
So while sharing, I think while sharing a screen, there's an option at the bottom, in small that's written. So do you want to share audio?
Yes. They have done, but
no, they have not done. See, because even if you try now also, see now if you want to try, we can try it. But you can try this Viva, that YouTube. But I think this is not relevant here, this question. But you can just try this once.
Yes, sir. 1 minute. I'm opening the report once.
Okay. We'll answer your query later on, once this part is.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, sir.
So I'm just opening one of our teachers who have already taken using our LMS, just to show you how it's supposed to look like. Okay. So in teachers login, we have given an option called as quiz report. Okay. So each teacher can see all the courses that they have created, and they can select out of that course also, they can select which quizzes they want. And once you select, automatically all your marks will be uploaded. So for each child, I know at what time did they start, what time did they end, how much time did they spend, how much marks they have scored, what were the total marks. And like I said, in detail, I can again in detail go and check for each question what they have answered. And I think this year also CBSE has demanded to give an in detailed quiz reports. So you can simply download this from here. You don't need to again go and create. You can take a printout of this detailed report, and you know for exactly what the child has solved till then.
So
and you can
get
take
a complete
printout of this.
Yeah. And also you can export this in Excel, and directly same also can be used for generating progress card. You can import this into exam module also.
Yes, sir. We can directly import to report.
Show print view, how this overall print view would look like.
We also have a cumulative report. Now, if you're taking multiple quizzes and you're giving marks based on to share that page, based on like multiple quizzes, if you're taking an average, then that can also be done. You can improve this one.
Look at this. I think export to Excel is better.
Yes, sir. Actually, export to Excel is better. Export to Excel. I'll open the Excel sheet also and show it. You can, like I said, you can also get a cumulative quiz report. Now, if you are taking multiple quizzes and you're giving the marks based on average, then you can also take a cumulative quiz report. I'm opening my Excel sheet. Okay, so we can see an Excel sheet of how many marks, total scored marks, and how many total marks. Basically, we get an Excel sheet.
Okay. Yes, I think most of the part is covered. I think only you can show once this QSM query or quiz and survey. Yeah.
Quiz and survey, how to create or how to from?
No, final output. Final output. Yeah.
Final output, yes, sir. So we also have a feature called as QSM, with which you can create a subjective and objective both. Now for QSM, you have to take in mind, if you're using a subjective type of questions, the evaluation is manual. But you can take, in case if you want all your subjective objective together, that's the best option. So I'll just open one to show you how it looks like. So you can create papers like this, and students can directly type or select and decide which type of question it is and solve. I'll also show you one paper created by one of our schools for different subjects. They have created different papers, but one paper I can also show you from there. And there's a timer running above, so they have to solve within the given time span.
So we also have this, like, small answer, long answer. So everything is, so you can create into this. Okay. So I think overall, this is all about learning management system. So this is a very good and robust system for schools to maintain all the student data, all the data, teaching data, academics data at one place. Yes. So any queries? So any queries, any feedback? How did you find this system? Do you find this useful?
If you have any questions also, you can ask.
Ma'am, it's not a question, but I think I missed the part of assigning. How do you assign a course? I mean, once I've created a course,
yes,
the quiz and the other things which we are assignments and all, which we are assigning to the particular course.
Yes,
just repeat
so
that part, please?
yeah, so assigning part is done by your admin. So each admin in their settings tab, we have a tab called as course settings. Okay, so creation part is teachers, assigning part is one. Creation part is teachers, assigning part is admin side. So I can see the different courses that I have created. Okay, I can select which courses I want to assign. Now I can, if I want to select for all 7, I'll just select which courses I want. I can select that course, and I can assign either to division, class, or student. And all the courses that I have assigned, I can see in class-wise log for each class which courses I have assigned, and also log to check one like if I want to see what I have assigned before, or if it's wrong, I can if I want to unassign it also. So the assignment part is teacher, your admins. Your creation part is your
so the only once that subject has to be assigned.
Assigned, yeah.
So once it's assigned, it's done. So it's not a daily thing. It's just a one-time thing. And so once the assignment is done, it's done.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So like one example of QSM, like for in this they have created fill in the first is MCQ, then fill in the blanks, then odd man out. Then after that, small one mark questions. Then for larger questions, they have given a file upload option. You can create, it depends upon you, what type of question paper you want. We have all the platforms for creating it.
So here what happens is everything is in a single flow. Like might be last year, we would have been using WhatsApp to send videos and Google Forms to conduct quizzes and all this. So there are different platforms you would have been using, but here what happens is everything is in a single flow, single thing, and single, everything is available on the school mobile app itself. So we don't have to send them anything extra, and yes, so it becomes easier for student also to keep a track of it. Okay, so yeah, so can you please show the result of QSM? I think result of QSM that can be covered later on, it seems.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So any queries? Any queries? Okay, that YouTube part you can show it once, I think. But when you share your screen, I don't think so that would be visible to us.
YouTube part, okay.
But he had query, that when he's playing a video, audio doesn't get shared.
But yeah, I cannot show you how the share audio looks like.
That's what, yeah. We'll create a video and we can share with you how to share the audio. Dinesh Bose, sir. QSM uploading questions, file not uploading mostly.
File not opening. No, ma'am, we have resolved that query long ago. The file opening one.
We have done a lot of changes in this 2-3 months in the LMS and all this, so you can check it. I think new LMS is not deployed. Okay, Rajni ma'am is from which school, ma'am?
Sir, Vishwa Kalyan English Medium School.
Okay, so you mean to say while like student uploading file or teachers uploading?
Students uploading file. It's not opening. Or what they have done last year, they have sent in WhatsApp, and then after I have asked for sending a Gmail.
Yes, ma'am. We'll what we'll do after the session, I'll get in touch with you and then we'll check that out.
Or if you can try it once, can we check it now?
Yes, sir. We can check it. One second. Which school you're from? Vishwa Kalyan.
You can directly check on that the sample QSM paper you have, which you had showed.
Sample okay, from my side. Okay.
On any QSM paper, no?
Yeah, any QSM. It should work for everyone. So yeah. So what I'll do, I'll upload in. I'll share my screen.
Is not shared. Yeah.
I'll share my screen and I'll upload in front of you so that I can show you how it works like. Okay. So I type something. I don't know whether it will be. You're talking about file upload, right, ma'am? File upload option.
Yes, file upload.
Yeah. So I'll just choose
Write in brief about what? There's a question to upload a file, okay?
Yeah. There's a question to draw the some system and upload. Give it a few seconds. Yeah, now it's done. Once it's uploaded, you can know where once the trash symbol is in front of it, that means it's uploaded. So I've uploaded one image, human excretory system and upload. Okay, I'll submit. Thanks for submitting my response. Now I'll open this in my side.
What happens is these days when they click photo from the mobile, photo sizes are quite big, like 10 MB, 12 MB, and might be if there's net issues, then it might take some time to upload the photo or something.
Yes, sir. They actually, students don't let it upload. They usually click on submit before it's uploaded.
Right.
So that becomes a problem. So yeah, so I'll just open the QSM. So for QSM, yes, ma'am.
I want to ask one question about quiz. While creating quiz, teachers are creating before 1 or 2 weeks, correct?
Yes.
So while doing that, we are hiding.
Yes.
Hiding the quiz.
Yes,
then it will automatically get assigned on that day to students, or we need to unhide it on that day?
No. Automatically. That is the whole purpose. Yeah. If you have set a content drip, ma'am, then automatically on the date and time you have set, it will be published. You don't have to do anything else again. Just one thing you have to make sure that before adding content in the quiz, that is when you type the name of the quiz, there itself you first hide it. Then you add all the content inside it. So just to be
Thank you.
Yes. So I'll go to QSM, quizzes and surveys. I'll search for the quiz. Okay. Now over here I can go to view results. So
this is not today's, no?
No, this is not today's. That's what.
You can, I think.
I'll have to search my name and I have to see the recent one.
You can. There was a sort filter for date. You can sort date wise. Go to view results only. Time taken. See, this time taken is there, no? Time taken. So there's no option to sort it.
No, there's no option currently to sort the date. But I can search my name and I can see how many attempts I have.
This is not the one. But you can check for other students. But what was the quiz name? Is that the quiz name?
General quiz.
There are multiple general quiz, I think.
There are 2 general quizzes. Yeah, maybe this one. Yeah, this is the one. May 29, 2021. So I'll just click on view. In front of my name. And which one did I upload for? Yeah. Not the questions are randomized for you. Yeah, human excretory system. Yeah. So, this is the one I uploaded now.
So I think it's getting uploaded, ma'am. If there's any issue, we can again look into it.
It is.
Yeah. So yeah. So any other queries pertaining to LMS or quizzes or assignment or anything? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I think that's it from our side then.
So teachers, if you have any queries, you can ask, or we can conclude the session.
Okay, so by default, this LMS is not activated. If we need to activate, we need to activate it from our side. So do let us know. Okay, fine. So that's
if
it.
If you're interested, you can drop us a mail at support@readpresence.in. Pooja ma'am, you've raised your hand. Any query, ma'am?
Yeah, if you have any query, you can unmute and you can ask.
Or you can type also in the chat box. Not able to unmute.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Daily basis, what homework we are sending now to students? So how can we send through the Prism app? Homework.
Homework. How do you send? Like what is it? You can send notifications,
means,
no?
Means just read this lesson.
So there's yeah, Viva, can you open teacher app?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so if you have any general queries, also you can ask anyone. Okay, so you will open your teacher app and
you log in with your username or password or OTP. If you're already logged in, you just click on your name. There's a tab of create notification map. Okay. In create notification, you can select whether it's an activity or homework. Okay. Or whether it's for specific student. Then you can select which class
if you want to send to whole class, then you have to select first option. So it will go to all class of that.
Actually, this is we are using for only messages, means and any notice.
So anything, no? See, any notifications we have to use this thing only. Like you know, so you can send images, everything you can send it through here.
You can type your notification. If you want, you can type in Marathi as well. You can use the keyboard and type in different type. Okay. And you can add attachments.
Yeah, you can have first line like homework for today or homework for date, and you can type your whatever the content is, messages. And if you want to upload, you know, anything, you can add it that way.
Okay. This will go just like a text message, no?
On the app notification, they will be. On mobile
I'll
app,
show
they
you.
will be able to.
I'll show you this how it looks like. So yeah, I'll add an image also. Take the same down. Okay, let's have image and submit.
So you can directly open the camera. If you click on camera, your camera will open and you take a photo and you can directly upload it.
So if it's any drawing that you have made or anything that's in front of you want to share, you can take a picture directly also. But if you already have a picture, you can share from your gallery as well. So like Sir said, if for new phones, it takes a little bit time because the image size is little large. So yeah, see over here, you are able to see notification, ma'am.
Yes,
homework for today.
Now this is a student login. So whenever we send a new, there's a push notification that goes to the student. You know, that way. So student would just click on here and they can just open the notification.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, I think open that notification once you have not opened that notification.
Yes, 1 minute.
Yeah. So any other query if regarding to, it could be any general query you can ask.
No, sir. Thank you.
I'm checking the notification tab, but see my attendance notification. There'll be a push notification, and you'll be able to, the children will be able to open it and check.
Fine. Okay. Fine, then I think, yes. So thank you all for attending to the session.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for attending the session. If you want your LMS to be activated, make sure you put a mail at support@prisons.in. And if you do need any help or support, you can also mail us at support@prisons.in. So thank you everyone, and I hope you have a good evening. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thanks, ma'am.